Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to T3's Week in Tech podcast. It has been a little while since we've been able to sit down and do one of these, so it's actually, I guess, a few weeks in tech, but there have been some quite interesting things happening. It's a little bit of a quieter period in the wonderful world of tech, so it's not quite the busy period that we had over the start of the new year. You've been to MWC, Barcelona. How was that?
It was good. Nothing released their phones, plural. That was fun to see. When we finally know what the button does, it's the Essential Space button, which we've got a video on that. So now we know that the Essential Space button is, their form of AI, which I think might be the most useful looking, implementation of AI that we've seen in phones so far. At least I don't know how it actually works. You're the one with the phone.
Yeah.
Are you in it right now?
No, I've actually sent it to the photography suite at the minute. But I have used it, and I do think it's really good fun. I plan to use the non-pro version once it's back out of photography. And I must say the Essential Space, although I've not got too deep into it yet, I really enjoy the way it works. The premise behind it's fantastic. I used the thing of gig tickets in the video we recorded, and actually Nothing used that as well. But it resonates with me because I've seen so many bands that have shows near me and I think, oh, I might buy tickets for that. And then I forget all about it. And then 3 months pass. It literally happened to me on the train in this morning. I saw a video from a friend of mine who was at a gig and I was going to go and I forgot to buy tickets. So this might save that, might save my social life. There you go. There's the headline. I do like the Nothing phone range though. Seems fairly decent from them. I think there's still more to come. We've got the Nothing Phone 3.
I'm still massively annoyed with the way that they've it should have just been the one phone, I think. I wish they had kept it just being the one phone.
I know what you mean. I think that...
And kept the budget to CMF, because that's what they created it for, right?
It does seem like there's a lot of phones coming out at the minute. Do you know what I mean? It seems like across the board, brands are getting...
The Air and the Edge and the...
Yeah, and it's starting to feel a little bit like too much to me.
I saw the Edge for the Samsung S25 Edge for the first time in person.
Oh, did you?
She's not that slim. It's fine, but it's not remarkable,
It's interesting you say this because I actually the other day was writing about it and it's said to be under 6 millimeters.
I mean, granted, you could not get very close to it, so I couldn't actually compare it to the phone that I had in my hand, but
the core model S25 is, I think, 7.2 millimeters. So we're talking about 1.2 mil. Now, I know from the foldable phone that I've been using, you can't feel that. Because I had the Magic V2 and then the Magic V3, which was a difference of near as damn it a millimeter, I think. Yeah. You can't feel the difference.
No, and it's if you're going to name an entire product for being, if that's the whole sell of it, it's got to be noticeable, right? Not that I like the idea of a super than phone anyways.
Or me. I think it's still maintain it's being done to prove a point rather than for any practical
But that's a loser
consideration.
reason to do things, Samsung.
And Apple.
Well, Apple haven't done that though, have they, really?
Well, they will.
Maybe.
According to reports.
Yeah,
according to
maybe.
reports and rumours.
Speaking of which,
they will.
I've just seen a new report. I didn't know that we thought for sure that the Smart Home Hub from Apple was supposed to come out this month.
Yeah. That's been reported by...
I completely missed that.
I think it was Gurman.
It's not supposed to anymore, though.
Okay.
So let me just read this little quick summary.
Do it.
So this is from our lovely colleague Lizzie. Apple's highly anticipated Smart Home Hub, initially expected to launch this month, has been delayed indefinitely. Whilst issues with the revamped Siri update are partly to blame, reports suggest Apple may need to overhaul Siri entirely, potentially pushing its new features to 2026. This, in turn, could delay the hub even further. I mean, that's pulled in two different things, right? I mean, that's one, hardware is being delayed, and two, we're going to talk about this anyway. Siri, the software is being delayed, which is crazy because I think a lot of people bought a 16 with the expectation that... Are they going to get in trouble for that, do you think? It's consumer...
I mean, I don't...
if they have not delivered the feature.
There's 2 points to this, right? The first thing is you're always told buy for what it does now, not what it's promised to do in the future, because promises can be broken. And this is a perfect example of that. At the same time, I do think it's a bit poor on the part of Apple.
Yeah.
Because the revamped Siri it's not even just an Apple Intelligence AI thing. we've been waiting for Siri to be better for the best part of a decade. Like, it has been lackluster. And finally, we've got this thing of, yes, we're going to make it absolutely fantastic. It's just not happening. And I do think it's disappointing. I don't know if they'll get into any proper trouble for it. But the fact that it's also now delaying other products is not a great look.
No.
I'm really excited for it as well because having used other AI voice assistants like Gemini Live, they are genuinely useful. Like
Yeah.
when they work really well.
Yeah. Except I don't want Gemini in my life. That's the only thing, right? I mean, now we're not that nerdy of a brand, so maybe we shouldn't even get into this. But I've really been let down by Apple's lack of encryption in the UK.
Right.
That's really disappointing to me because, like I've always said, Apple's security protocols are like really a big seller to me. Like I'm trying to de-Google my life. I don't want Google in any aspect of my life, my personal life. Because, yeah, anyways.
It's one of those things I think is a disappointment. The report itself said that they were working to get it out in the next year. And the chap who broke the news, a fella called John Gruber, he suggested that might mean the Apple calendar year, so by WWDC in the summer, which is sort of the start of Apple's new year, if you like. I don't know if that corroborates with some of the other reports. We've heard they're 2026. In any case, I really hope they get it sorted soon. And I really hope that it ties everything together because maybe you feel differently. Apple Intelligence for me so far has just been a bit meh.
Yeah. I did use it to remove a poll from a photograph from my partner's father's vacation photo the other day. And
Did it work?
He's pleased as punch with that.
Oh, it worked?
Yeah, it was okay. Like like some wires and stuff need to be cleaned up, but to be fair, that was me like not really paying attention and just doing it just to...
That's interesting because some of the first photo removal pictures I saw from Apple were like atrociously bad.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we had
like
the whole
maybe that's
debacle last
been-
week, right? Where I showed you the...
Yeah, so maybe that's been cleaned up a little bit then.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, that's...
It does feel like tricks, though. Like, admittedly, I haven't tried like rewriting texts and stuff yet because that's just not been a part of my, you know, that's not really something I've felt that I needed.
No.
But I mean, so I guess I can't really say if I enjoy it or find it useful. Like, it's interesting, but like, you know, the whole, like the Memoji app and whatever, like Image Playground, I don't really need that.
No.
Much less a whole app for it.
Well, we've said this from the start, right? A lot of the AI-powered features are based on things that just aren't really that useful to the average person. So it definitely feels a lot like tech that's being done because it can,
Yes.
not because it should.
Well,
And that's-
anytime.
Sorry, no, I was going to say that's what I really liked about going back to the Nothing Phone, the Essential Space, because that's AI-powered, but it actually does something useful.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, we've talked about it before, there was a Pixel feature, and I can't think what it was now, but there was a Pixel feature that as well, that was, by the same token, was a useful feature that just so happened to be AI-powered.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that when AI is truly useful, they're not hawking it as AI.
100%.
Like, there's a million things you use in your day-to-day life that, you know, that benefit from artificial intelligence
100%.
and not the buzzword of AI.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and so I guess, I don't know, it's kind of like they're trying to dumb down computer stuff
Yeah.
for the average person. But whatever, it just, I don't know. I really wish we would let it go,
Yeah.
but whatever.
But
I guess
people
that's
invest
the
in
truth
it,
for
so-
everyone, so. AirPods.
Yeah, AirPods with cameras. They're apparently a thing. We've heard rumors about them for a long time.
Yeah.
And now Mark Gurman from Bloomberg, who is widely tipped as one of the best Apple insiders on the
Love Mark.
planet right now, has said that it's currently being worked on as part of a plan. They don't think it's going to be released this year, but it is in the works. And it's actually going to be used to boost the spatial audio.
So when you say cameras, you really mean they're being used as sensors, more like.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like people are like, oh, I don't want pictures of the inside of my ears, but that's not
No.
what you're getting.
And it's actually not going inside anyway.
It's going outside.
It would
it's
look
detecting.
externally to detect the space around you,
Right.
and provide a more accurate spatial audio impression based on the surrounding environment.
Okay.
I
don't think I want that.
It's one of those things where I've never thought to myself,
cool.
I wish spatial audio sounded more like the room I'm actually in.
Yeah.
But in terms of a technological advancement for the audio industry, I think it's pretty cool. I'd be certainly interested to try it. I think it could be a very interesting update.
I already think spatial audio is so cool though. The way
Yeah,
does
absolutely.
It's already like banging.
I mean, every brand has got spatial audio just down to a T right now, I think. And so it's nice to see someone going, what can we do next? Yeah. And I think that is interesting.
Well, I guess I would have thought that, I mean, Apple's obviously dabbling a little bit in how they can use their AirPods as health monitors, you know? I mean, we're doing all of that now. But like the Beats, which is, Apple's subsidiary, isn't it?
Yeah, owned by.
Yeah, it's owned by. Yeah, subsidiary is not the right word, is it? But like Beats, they're new. The Power Beats Pro 2, is that what they are? The new ones that just came out, they can now track your heartbeat. And like, so people now think, oh, maybe that will, transfer over to the next AirPods. Which I don't know really how useful that is. It's cool though.
It's interesting. I think there's definitely things that can be done with it. The trouble is, I think it's another one of those things that requires the entire ecosystem to work properly, because they might track your heart rate, but they won't do anything else. So then you probably find you need an Apple Watch to pick up the benefits of that, or an iPhone to see all of that happening in real time. And it's just one of those things where it's a cool feature. I don't know how much it's useful for most people.
It's a bit redundant.
But do you know what? If it helps one person, then that's a good thing. So
yeah. I mean, in theory.
Yeah.
As consumers, we don't want them making useless features and then putting the price on the consumer. But
sure.
But
also, that's the price of.
Cool.
I feel very much that I need to champion these sorts of advances, because I always moan about how everyone's doing the same thing. So
they really can't please.
I really can't sit here and say, oh, well, they're doing something different, but it's not the right different. So I always think that when someone's doing something different, that is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Lenovo, that's what I was thinking at MWC, actually, is that Lenovo is consistently the only one who's actually pulling out cool concept devices. We're like, they're just kind of messing around, like having a good time.
Yes.
I mean, I don't mean to minimize their contributions, because like they're great, but they're actually giving like people space to bring these concepts to people. Like we saw the Bindi screen, which I don't think is quite as impressive as the rollable screen. I thought the rollable screen concept was a bit more interesting than the one. Have you seen the yoga one that goes backwards?
The one that they wrap around the wrist or something?
No, it's a laptop.
Oh.
And it's kind of like the Asus ZenBook, where it has like multiple screens, but it like unfolds like a Z. It's like a Z, but I'm not explaining this very well. It's like having another screen on the top, but you can bend the screen backwards.
Okay.
And you can use like the top they were showing, you can use like the hinge as like it's obviously still a screen, but you use that portion to like kind of swipe and like control things. So, I mean, I don't really want that, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And like I appreciate that a lot, that they've
Absolutely.
like put together a product that is actually,
because the point with all of that is that there'll be one thing in there.
Yeah.
And it might not even be what you're thinking is the main event, but there'll be one little snippet of tech in there that suddenly shapes the way things happen in the future.
That's another thing at MWC that I saw. And I think people don't realize, I think people are excited about it. Okay, the Samsung display gaming example. It's like a foldable Switch, basically, is what they were showing off at MWC. And people thought, oh, it's like a new, like a lot of people are on social media and like posting videos about it. And we'll post a video of it because I have a video of it. But I don't want you to misunderstand. This is not, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's not like an actual, they're literally just displaying what the display can do. It is not a functioning device.
Right.
It's literally just playing a movie. It's not a game. It's playing a video in the background, and they're showing that it's a foldable screen and that it has controls on it, basically. And that's what they're trying to sell to, like, Nintendo. They were talking about Steam a lot, which I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know if I want a foldable Steam Deck. I think people got really overhyped about. I mean, it's exciting. It is
Yeah.
exciting, not for the reasons that people thought it was exciting though. Like people got really hyped over that, but it's nowhere near going to be in your pocket.
Sorry.
What?
You want?
Oh,
You weren't
It's
boring
okay.
me. It's just
no,
warming
no, no,
here.
no, no. I thought you were laughing at me. I was like,
It's
"Oh."
that is an interesting concept. I must be honest. The photos I saw of it, it did look properly dogged, but I think that might have been by the last day. I suppose it's been folded and unfolded so many times. Interesting though, because it did come across as though they were going to bring some sort of handset out. So
Yeah, no, that's just with Samsung Display.
the other thing is that necessarily useful for a gaming handheld?
I mean, I can imagine like the Nintendo DS of like I don't know, its spiritual successor, like finding that useful. I don't really want that though. I don't know.
I would love a DS back. Can I just say?
I know,
a
right?
modern DS. What
I've been
a
trying
device
to
that'd
play.
be.
I've been trying to play DS games on like my phone, and I'm just finding that like the nostalgia is not the same.
No,
Like,
it's all about the tactile.
Yeah,
it.
and I don't really like those games anymore. Like as much as I found them like entertaining, and I think I had a lot more imagination back in the day, so I could play those pets games and stuff, and like you know.
But it was
Now I
also
expect everything to be perfect and all my games too. Yeah, I don't know.
well the device also. One thing I loved about the DS back in the day was that the mic port, so you could blow, and it would like every
There's
game
no
seemed to
reason
have.
you couldn't still do that though.
But every game seemed to have one thing that used it, whether it was to like blow out a fire or like make wind or so. I don't know, anything like that. There was a reason why you'd use it, and I just loved that they were like. I love the idea that in like a business meeting somewhere they go, by the way, you can like blow into the mic and it'll recognize it. And like, why would anyone want that? I'm like, I don't know, make a reason. And everyone's just gone, well, okay.
I found the coolest. Oh my god, this is perhaps a small diversion. I found the coolest widget, I guess, what you call it. I'm gonna text someone not embarrassing. I'll pretend to text Alistair. He won't think that's weird. If you go and press plus, I've got this new Pico chat. Do you see this?
Okay.
It's mimicking the Nintendo DS chat back in the day.
That's cool.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And you can like write I don't want to actually. Thanks. Anyways, it's cool. Hopefully, I haven't given my phone. It's officially downloadable, so I assume it's all good. But how fun is that?
That is cool. I like that.
I know.
I like that.
I hadn't thought about that in a bit, but yeah. Anyways,
So, what else is new?
what else is new? I want to ask you about. Let's talk about this. WhatsApp is getting its biggest upgrade in years, and yes, it does involve AI. Shameless plug for our WhatsApp channel. If you are interested in getting a little bit of news throughout the day, curated by yours truly. Yeah, you can have me directly on your phone if you'd like. We can be friends. Join the WhatsApp chat. I can link it below. I suppose I'll have to. But
Yes.
yeah,
You probably should.
T3's WhatsApp. Great stuff. Get the hottest news. WhatsApp is getting its biggest upgrade in years.
Okay.
And yes, it does involve AI. Okay, so the summary is, this is from Britta, so neither of us have actually really dug into this, but maybe we shouldn't say that. Okay. WhatsApp is developing a new composer bar for its iOS and Android apps to make it easier to interact with Meta AI. The bar will allow you to press and hold a floating Meta AI button to speak to the assistant. I don't want that again. I mean, that was not part of the reading. I'm saying that I don't want that. Like I actually got Facebook sent their little changing terms and services to my email the other day, which is all about AI stuff, basically. They just asked for more permission to get in your life more for their AI purposes, which I hate because Zuckerberg is a bad person, I think.
I gotta say, of all the AIs that are out there, and there are many these days, Meta AI is just, does it even register to you? Like, it's just it's a
For
nuisance.
the Ray-Bans. The Meta Ray-Bans, which I actually don't even have the AI thing like enabled because I like my Meta Ray-Bans, but I don't want them spying on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like ask it, hey Meta, what's in front of me?
I
done
don't
that.
understand.
Don't want that.
It suddenly arrived in Messenger, and like I click.
Oh,
sorry,
I deleted Messenger off my phone a long time ago.
I accidentally click it, and then it just it's just a nuisance, and I don't understand. I guess what I'm trying to say
Now
is,
it's going to be in WhatsApp as well.
well, I don't understand
same
what it
implementation.
offers that I can't get. Because obviously,
It doesn't offer anything. They just want more reasons to take your data.
sure.
My computer just does that sometimes.
But I, as a consumer, right, I've got an Android phone that has Gemini built in as the default because that's how I've set it up. You might be an iPhone user with hopefully one day an AI-powered Siri.
It asked me for chat. It asked me, oh, I don't know the answer to that, but I can search ChatGPT for you. And I was like, no, I'd rather you not, actually.
Who is going out of their way to go onto Facebook, WhatsApp, or Messenger to use Meta AI? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe it's for Quest or things like that. Maybe that's where it's more useful. But
No idea.
it baffles me because it's in a world of slightly redundant AI features. I think that's the one where I feel it the most. So interesting, but at the minute, not quite sure why.
No, Meta's never had the consumer. It hasn't had the consumer at the forefront of their mind for a very long time now, and that's why it's such a bad social media network. Yeah, it's such a mess, and it's obviously Facebook's downhill. That's why they had to change the name to Meta and like try and rebrand themselves because obviously Facebook's, it's on the way out. Slow, painful death, but it's on the way out. And also, that's why they bought WhatsApp because everyone's already using it. It's kind of like, when Elon bought Twitter, he also bought all those users and subjected them to his horrible. Anyways, I don't think that's controversial, right?
No, I wouldn't say so. Just look at the Tesla share price.
Anyways.
Anyway.
I will not laugh at other people's losses.
But I will freely.
I'm trying this thing where I'm a better person recently. But
How's that working out for you?
I'm a bad person at heart.
It didn't
Let's
seem like
cut
it was
this
going
bit.
to.
Sorry.
Aw.
No, I don't. YouTube has added a cheaper premium service, but it comes with a whole bag of catches. What are these catches? Okay. YouTube Premium Lite cuts the price and drops YouTube Music, downloading, and background playback. It should come to the UK later in 2025, but not at launch. Okay, so
Sorry, so you lose...
You lose YouTube Music, fine, don't care. Downloading, I could want that. And background playback. I want both of those things.
Yeah.
Also, you can't do background playback anymore on YouTube. Yes, you can.
No, as in you would lose that if you didn't pay for premium.
No, I know, but I don't pay for anything on YouTube and I've just got background playback. Oh, you mean on your phone?
Yeah. No.
Right.
That doesn't work. That's interesting to me because I feel like I'm quite the model consumer for YouTube Premium and I don't have it. And I wonder, I read this headline and think, maybe this is for me, but I think that, to be honest, the downloading and the background playback are two of the things I'd really quite want.
Yeah, it's just
So-
get rid of music. Oh, well, nobody wants that, right?
What?
Nobody uses YouTube Music, right?
My dad does.
Yeah,
don't know
okay,
why.
fine.
Don't know why.
But he doesn't have like a reason to have Spotify or Apple. Did you see recently? What is the percentage? Oh, I think I heard a podcaster that I really like talk about this. I can't remember which one it is for the life of me. But recently they were like, "Hey, you should check out our side podcast on Amazon Music," and they were like, "You might not think you have Amazon Music, but you probably have Amazon Music." And I'm like, absolutely, you get that stuff free with everything. Which I hate Amazon. I don't use. I'm just a really.
You're a great person to have on a tech podcast.
I'm so alarmist as well. I'm like, yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, Amazon Music's included with pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, so you probably do have Amazon Music, but yeah. Anyways.
Because I remember I went through a real pain trying to get when I used to have a Alexa, Amazon Echo.
Another thing I will not allow in my house.
Yeah, no, I've got rid of mine actually, mainly because I don't find it all that useful. But it was such a pain trying to get it to use Spotify as the default rather than Amazon Music. Sort of like you were tearing a mother away from its baby. Like,
Yeah.
This YouTube Premium Lite. Do we know the price of it?
Oh, most videos are ad-free, but you'll still see ads with music. Oh, fine, yeah. And YouTube Shorts. Okay, right. It's promising fewer interruptions, but not no interruptions. That's annoying. Okay, I would like to see the price there. Oh, yes. The US pricing for YouTube Premium Lite is $7.99 per month, compared to $13.99 for existing premium tier. I didn't know it was that expensive. I thought it was already...
That is quite pricey, isn't it? I
to be on YouTube a lot to make that worth
The
it.
thing is, I do watch
Here in the
YouTube a
UK,
lot.
sorry. Here in the UK, YouTube Premium is $12.99. So that should just a UK price of around £7 per month for Premium Light when it eventually arrives. Fine.
Okay. This is the thing, right? As I say, I think I'm quite the model consumer. For YouTube Premium, because I watch tons and tons of YouTube, and I quite often watch it on a big TV. And when you go through TVs, you have more ads because of the way they put them on there. It's infuriating, and I would quite like to stop that, but there's no way I'm paying £12 a month to do that. And I'm certainly not going to pay £7 a month to miss out on. I mean, background playback isn't necessarily an issue on a TV, but it's a pain it's a pain on your phone when you're sort of doing something. You get a message, you tap something, and suddenly the video stops, and you kind of lose the groove or whatever. I would love it. I think it's overpriced.
Yeah.
I don't see that it's £12 a month's worth of value. I don't see that the light version's £7 a month's worth of value, personally. And I can't think of anyone who would be more inclined. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm passionately a YouTube fan. I use it all day, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have 30 seconds of ads every now and again than pay. That seems too much.
I don't
Do you know what
mind
I mean?
watching an ad for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was £5 a month, I think we'd be having a different conversation. I might consider that.
Yeah. Definitely. Like, if it's under, like, £6, I'd probably consider it worth it. But anything else, any subscription that I'm paying that's like £15, I'm going to question if I actually really need that.
That's so much. That is too much.
Yeah, that's like, what? 15 times 12. 300. Oh, God. My Montessori education
180.
has failed. 180. That's $180 a year. Yeah, I don't know.
Pounds.
Sorry, pounds. Whatever the heck.
For those of us who use non-freedom units.
I'm sorry, I'm trying. Last thing, because I know you feel quite passionately about this one. Yeah, the new Pixel 9a. Now, I know practically nothing about this. I have seen the renders of it, though. Or I guess not even renders. Look at that. They're full-on leaked images. So the Google Pixel 9a has been fully revealed in new images posted online. Yeah. So apparently when it's launching soon, it's expected to launch in the coming weeks. And this does look like an official Google image, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. But it's got no bump. If we're gonna be looking at the positives first.
So, I'm going to be controversial. I think that this is the single worst phone design I've ever seen, but I also think it's actually partly my fault because I hate the camera bump on phones. I think it's a nuisance, and I get why it's got to be there, but they're so big these days that it just becomes a catch point. I've had it before where you get a camera bump caught in your jeans, but the phone doesn't go in, and then it falls out, and they can be really unsightly. So for many years, I've said I'd love to see a phone where the camera bump was removed. But it turns out that I was talking absolute waffle. It's hideous. I can't believe they made a worse looking phone than the Pixel 9.
I actually don't mind it.
Oh, really? I just...
If it's truly flush against the phone, I don't hate that.
Oh, it's such an evil looking thing.
Evil?
I'm just so not a fan of it. I just really detest it.
I don't hate it.
I
do think that's hilarious, though. Goldilocks there.
100%. And it's entirely my fault because I've said about this for so many years.
I mean, Google didn't watch our videos and think, it's
no.
We're going to change it because Sam Cross.
But the tech industry's called for it for so many years to sort of play down the camera bump and things like that. And oh God, was I wrong? It's just a hideous looking thing.
We've obviously seen detachable lenses before for phones. They've often been third-party lenses, though, right? Like Shift Cam, where you can add, or like the original, was it the Olo clip?
I don't know what it was called, but I know what you mean. The clip-on.
The original clip-on one. And now phone companies like Xiaomi and Realme, they've both released and brought to MWC. Not released. They've both brought a concept device.
Yes.
That does that. One of them is a magnetic lens, and it doesn't use anything about the phone. it doesn't go actually over the phone lens. It goes it magnetically attaches, and then I guess Bluetooth.
Well, it goes over a Micro Four Thirds sensor on the Xiaomi, I believe.
Does it?
Yes, and the Realme used a larger. I think it might have been.
It's massive.
I might be wrong.
I've got footage of it.
Because it was interesting to me that the Realme used the bigger sensor. One thing I will say as well is I used the Xiaomi 12.
Oh, they've got that other...
Which did that 2-3 years ago with the Leica M mount.
Yes, well, they've still got that, right? With the 15 Ultra, they've still got that pro photography kit that comes with it. It's like, I don't know, $129 or something. And it's like a, an additional... we'll have a video up soon, but it has... I say, not having even sent them this video. But anyways, God bless. But it's got like a case on it. It's a dedicated case, and then you put the camera on. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, that is exciting, fine. But that's not the concept piece that they brought and were showing. But yeah, you've seen 2 concept pieces, and so that's a hot thing. And yeah, that is what I want, honestly. If you're gonna use your phone as a camera, you might as well invest in a lens like you would for an actual camera.
Well,
I don't think most people need that. I really don't care about cameras on phones. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I must be honest. I'm actually leaning towards your point of view with this. I think that camera phones are getting worse as they get better.
Well, it's like that. It's like super HD TVs. Like when you look at like an 8K TV, it's kind of off. It's like a little bit uncanny valley for me personally.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't know if that's because I grew up with, I don't know what were the resolutions of TVs when we were growing up. Not good. Yeah. But now things look way too nice for me.
I think I was going to bring this up actually. A couple of phones I've tested recently. When you zoom in, you can see where there's some sort of AI or computational processing that's going on in the background, and it makes everything look a bit naff. It looks it looks like it's been painted, and it's not bad, and no one's really pixel peeping phone photos, but I don't think they're as good as they should be. What I'd love more than anything is a phone that just took photos, no messing, and I appreciate that is not what most people want.
Oh, no, I never zoom with my phone. We're
not even talking about zoom, though. We're just talking about, like, the 1X, and then you zoom into the picture just to see the detail, is what I'm talking about, sorry. Yeah. But also, like, I think personally, and I can't remember if I said this on a video or if I said this to another colleague, when I saw the Nothing Phone 3A Pro and its ginormous camera bump, all I could think was, you are not that far removed from putting either an APS-C, a 1-inch, or I even think you could fit a full-frame sensor on there, ship it with a tiny little pancake lens, right? F8 pancake, 40mm, something, or even wider if you want to go wider, whatever you want to do, that sits as thick as that. Then, if you want, you go out and you can mount a different lens on it, and you can have a phone that takes some absolutely killer photos if that's your bag. And if it's not, what you get is a decent photography experience. Yeah. That I wish we could get rid of.
I guess I still want my phone camera to be decent, but I just want it to be, I don't want them to make such a big deal out of it. I hate it when people launch phones that are just about the photography. I'm like, well, then it's not really about the photography then, is it? Because those people just get a camera. Like, I just don't really understand.
Yeah. I find myself doing so little with a phone camera these days. More and more often, I'm always with a camera instead. Yeah. So I don't know. It's sad really, because I think if I'd have gone back 5 years ago, I thought we were right on the cusp. I think I've even written about it, where people have said that the quality of phone cameras will overtake DSLRs within 5 years and stuff. I remember writing this like 3 years ago. And the trouble is, I don't know. I think we've gone down a path that is the wrong way of doing it. I actually think if the resource that we put into computational photography and making things easier was put into making the proper way of doing things more affordable and easier to implement, you'd actually have seen a way bigger increase in the quality of the imagery we're taking. Do you know what I mean? If you had made lenses to go on a camera phone that were more affordable than most camera lenses are, because let's face it, they're not cheap. That, I think, would have been a better way round to do it that gets better photos. Yeah. And I still believe, and I'm putting this out there right now, a brand like Nothing with its phone 3A Pro could absolutely make a device with a single sensor in the back and a modular lens-based system, and it would sell enough to warrant the cost. I don't think it would be a huge popular app, but I can't imagine that they're selling ridiculous numbers of phones every time, because they release quite a lot of phones, as we've said. So I can't imagine that every single one is a big hit. I think they could justify.
The 3A series is like the best selling so far.
I don't doubt that for a second. I really don't. But at the same time, I think that they're the kind of company who could take a chance on something a little bit more niche and have it pay off. And I'd love to see it. Carl Pay, if you're listening, you know where to find me.
Anyways, that's why I think I like the overall look of the Pixel 9a, because I think it looks far more like what I would want the entire phone industry to go towards, is just a flat camera that's in the phone as a feature.
Oh, I can't think of anything worse. If all, honestly,
well, see, I don't mind like the iPhone, like the 16, like this is good. You know, this is good. That's fine. That's about all the bump that I'm willing to.
If every phone looks like that, I genuinely think I might need to start looking for another job. I don't know if I could hack that. It's just ugly as sin.
I mean, it is a budget phone, to be fair.
True.
So they've made it a budget. You know where to cut down. Like, the camera.
To be fair, I don't think it would be possible to do that across the board because of how big the sensors are getting. Like, we're all using periscope telephotos these days. They're too big to do do that, surely.
Yeah.
But then you say that, you know, we're looking at putting smaller
budget
batteries.
phone, that's an easy way to cut down. Like, cut down on the glass that's on it. Like,
and maybe it'll be different if we, you know, when I get it in the hand, it might be different. But because the other thing is, I think you kind of, I don't know about you, I use it, the camera bump as a bit of a, it's like a point of note. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of can, it's how I grip the phone.
Oh.
Grip under the camera bump. Maybe that's just the way I hold my phone. I don't know. I suppose you can't really do it on an iPhone because you'd be holding it like off to one side. I don't know why I'm all thinking. Never mind. We'll cut that bit out. I use it to hold the phone. I don't know. I think it would be weird. But maybe getting it in the hand, it will look better than it does in the images, because at the minute, I don't like it one bit. And I'm sorry for ever saying that the camera bump needed to go. I was wrong, and I apologise. Don't shoot.
I'm going to have to get like an actual... I'm going to clip that bit. I'm going to clip that bit and put it out. You were wrong about the camera bump. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, I hold my hands up. I admit when I'm wrong.
See the comments now.
Well.
I can't wait. Anyways, one more thing from me. The Sigma BF.
Yes.
I don't know anything about it except it's the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, if by sexy you mean very unergonomic and painful to hold, I think you might be right.
I love it.
I think it is.
I want it so bad.
I've had numerous conversations about this recently. For those of you who don't know, the Sigma BF is a new camera from Sigma. They make
Apple made a camera, a proper DSLR, mirrorless.
Yeah, they make lenses for a lot of cameras. Very popular lens manufacturer.
They made that lens, I think.
No, they didn't.
No, they haven't. That's a Lumix. Oh God, we really splurged, didn't we? No, we didn't.
Sigma make quality lenses that are more affordable than most first-party manufacturer lenses.
And they're good.
And they're great. Yeah, really good lenses.
Yeah.
They also make a few cameras. They've done some really interesting concept stuff in the past. And this is basically taking the concept ideas they've had, but making it a bit more normal.
You know, I genuinely didn't know that they made actual camera bodies before this. I didn't know that.
They make some weird stuff.
Really?
But basically, it is a completely flat box. There is nothing in terms of like ergonomic support. It is properly just like a box. And
That's what a Fujifilm is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, to a degree. To a degree. This, I think, is more so.
Yeah, it's extreme.
Kind of like phone design, I think, in that it's flat front, flat back, kind of squarish, boxy design. And then there's very minimal controls on the back. But it looks fantastic. Very hopefully, we might have one coming soon for a bit of a review. Yeah, we've been working on that. So hopefully that's not definite, but fingers crossed we might have one come in to have a look at, because I am intrigued, if nothing else.
Oh, God, I've seen people impulse buying them, and I'm like, wish I could impulse buy a whole camera.
Yeah. You know what you should do?
What?
Shoot film. The old cameras are so cheap.
I've got a film camera.
Well, there you go.
I need
What
to
more
bring
do
it
you
to
need?
you, actually, just to
You should.
so it can see Dr. Sam for a bit. It's not.
You should do it. It's good fun. And on that note,
Yeah.
I think we're about done.
I think that's about it. Damn,
Okay.
snappy today, weren't we?
Yeah, go us. Go team.
Anyways, go team. Yeah. Right. Okay.